to the volunteers for all the work that they do. If you want to put in an RCA that says that and stipulate what you need, that's fine, but to just say there's an audit or an expense report, that's not sufficient for me. So I stand by my motion.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Rickard.
Councilman Rainville can add any little bit and piece to any RCA she wants, but for whatever reason tonight, if I want to add anything to an RCA just like she does, I have to create my own RCA, which, again, let's play by the same rules here, but we're taking money every year out of the general fund and donating it to this organization. And not just money, but other resources as well. So the city's not just giving a cash donation, they're giving employee wages because of the amount of time that I don't see any reason why, again, in the efforts to be transparent, which you claim you want to be, that we can't ask to see where that money goes. I'm there every year and have been there every year for an event that goes in conjunction with that. I've seen that event, in my opinion, decline every single year. The amount of people that go every single year declines. So, in my opinion, if the event is declining, the amount of people that attend it are declining, but yet we're still contributing the same amount of funds and resources, why is that? And again, what are they hiding? Why can't we have that?
Mr.
They're a
Mayor.
nonprofit, we should be able to see that.
Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Rainville.
Yes, and as a nonprofit, you have the right to our tax returns, and we're providing those. I'll provide those tomorrow morning, as we have in the past. If you, I guess it's really difficult for me, as a member of this volunteer committee that works all year long to put on a festival that is for the benefit of the residents, and for people who have had no or very, very limited time associated with anything to do with putting that festival together, can sit and tell me that it's declining, there's less people. I guess I don't see that when I'm there. And if you have concerns like that, then why have you not, since last year, voiced those? And again, transparency, my RCA, other than adding in the taxes, because I knew you had said you wanted them, I think spells out everything very clearly. And as far as the monetary donation and the labor donation. Again, this is an event that is hosted for the benefit of the residents. If you feel that the city shouldn't participate, then maybe you should ask the city to start doing the festival, because the residents really like it. And this is a bargain for the residents at $2,500 and the staffing.
That's your
And those
opinion.
you're right, it is my opinion. And I have the right to voice my opinion, so let me finish. All right? I said we're using the money for it, it's tents and porta potties. Our taxes give the additional information. If you are so concerned about it, then you should have picked up the phone, sent an email, and asked questions on it. Because for years, you've had issues. You've had concerns. You see this, you see that. But I don't ever see that. I don't see you referring people to us if there's questions, giving us names and numbers of people that have concerns. The only thing I hear on the festival is people love it. And people who don't are people that don't have anything to do with the festival, don't understand the work that goes into it, and the fact that the residents like it.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Rickard.
I talk to residents too, and the people that I talk to say they think share the same opinion I do. It's gone downhill from where it originally started. There's a ton of people that I talk to that say the only reason they go is for the fireworks, period. And the other thing is what I'm confused at is the mayor signified that the money that we spent went to fireworks, but now you say, no, it goes for tents and porta potties.
Okay.
So there's some discrepancy,
Well, I'm
obviously.
not on the committee, so.
Yeah.
Well, your
And-
wife
and I-
is the head, so
Okay,
I
and I
would think
can-
you would know.
and I
But
can-
let me finish. I have my opinion, do I not?
Yeah,
Okay, again, you want to live by your rules and nobody else matters. But over and over, and no matter what we do, you call for transparency. We're spending taxpayers' money, correct or incorrect?
yes, we are, sir.
So why can we not ask for transparency?
To Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Rainville.
to Councilmember Rickard, I believe this is transparent. It spells, what do you want me to say, how many times somebody uses a porta potty? I mean, this spells out the donation, whether it's monetary or labor, wages, it spells it out, what the city is donating. In the past, we have used the contribution from the city and matched it with another business. That business no longer donates to us. So now we have taken and determined that the city contribution is going to go to the tents and the porta potties. Because you have to have tents and porta potties to have a festival. You don't have to have fireworks to have a festival. And for you to say that, give me the example of where the festival has gone down. We add new things all of the time. Last year, we included that there's no charge for the bouncies and things like that. We are always increasing what it is we provide to the residents. So unless you can provide me with specifics as to why you think the festival has gone down, I beg to differ.
Well, again, I've been told by residents, just like you've claimed that you've been told by residents on other issues, that they think that it's gone downhill and
And what is, yeah, I'll let you
Well, you know,
finish.
I'm gonna say that, you know, somebody said something about something, you know, and there's always gonna be supporters and detractors, and as people get older, and when they were younger, and to have free rides was pretty exciting, and maybe when you're a teenager, it's not so exciting. I think one of the challenges we have here, and one of the things that's been coming up, is small towns run on volunteers. They run on volunteer firefighters, and we do everything we can to make sure that they're appreciated, because there's not a whole lot more. When you're volunteering, you get a pension, and you get, in our case, an hourly rate. Some cities don't even get that. But appreciation for a job well done is a big part of that. That's part of what keeps people coming back. Saving lives, saving structures, helping people out.
I don't see how we're correlating the two together yet.
Okay, well, people are putting in thousands of hours in a volunteer thing to do what they feel is improving their community. Whether it's a farmer's market, whether it's a heritage festival, whether it's a car show, you know? And I think that as a council, we've got people that don't want to come before us anymore. We got people that don't want to go into the office because it's becoming a hostile environment. You know, is there true value in, the point, the taxes, they're there. There is a public record of a nonprofit, they're filing taxes. And I don't know that anything's ever come of it. I don't know if anybody's ever looked at them. But there isn't something specific in it, and it just seems like there's a hunt going on for something to trip people up. And they are volunteers. They've got other jobs, they've got other commitments. And it seems like what we're trying to do, whether it's the farmer's market or the Heritage Festival or other volunteer opportunities, we're putting obstacles in the way of people that are just trying to do something that they feel is beneficial to the city. And I don't know that there's a tremendous benefit in doing that. You know, it creates, I don't want to create a hostile environment. I'm tired of hearing people say they don't want to come to council meetings anymore because it's hostile. They don't want to go into the city offices. It's,
Mr.
those types of things are not helpful when you're living on volunteer help. And if the firefighters and the volunteer felt the same way, we'd lose them.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Rickard.
and I'm not disputing that at all. And did I ever say anything about that? I'm doing nothing more than asking exactly for the same things other council members have asked for other things that have come in front of the council.
As far as audits?
We've asked for where the funds go, to see where funds go on other projects.
In what respect?
We asked for, with the hockey rink, we asked for where, employee staff time. We wanna create a quarterly report, so we see exactly where funds are going. So why can't we do the same thing? You bring up the Heritage Festival. Not the Heritage Festival, Farmers Market. There was nothing with the questions that I asked about the Farmers Market that were anything different than what has been asked by other council members. So I'm not trying to make anything difficult. Farmers Market, I went out of my way to help when there was issues with getting information. I emailed Mary earlier in the week saying, hey, I'm asking for this just to let you know. So she was prepared. So it's not like I'm trying to make roadblocks. I'm asking for the same information that other council members asked on other items that have come up before.
Well, I think that you mentioned the rink, and obviously, there's been a request for how much the rink was costing. I think that.
Jeff, I know where you're headed because you have your own opinion, so we can just let it go because, again, you have your opinion and you'll turn it however you want to turn it. So let's vote on it and we'll get through the night and get home.
All right. We have a motion to approve the donation as submitted in the RCA with the addition of the taxes being turned in tomorrow morning. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
Okay, motion carries.
Who seconded that?
Dan?
Okay.
Clerks Conference,
Mr. Mayor?
Councilmember Rainville.
I just would like to include that there would be no overtime provided for attendance at the conference.
That's a motion. So
Add that to the
so
request
the
from,
request as presented, save for no overtime for travel or staying up north.
correct.
All right. We have a motion to approve the clerks conference with that condition.
Mr. Mayor?
Councilmember Rainville?
Oh, I'm sorry, we don't have a second.
No.
Since I need more time, I'll second for discussion.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor?
Councilmember Rainville?
I know this sounds cruel, but it is typical that when you attend a conference, that there is not overtime provided. You provided the conference fees are paid for, your hotel's paid for. She will get mileage there and back. But it is typical business practice and government, as a government employee of probably almost 30 years, I never received overtime for any conferences that I attended, whether they were overnight or one day, over and above my typical hours. So.
Any other discussion?
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Bryan?
question for Corey. Do you know the time? Is it all day on Friday?
No, I think it's only part of the day.
Part of the day.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what time you
So
said.
assuming it's 2 hours less than part of the day. Or so.
Yeah, it depends on how long the final orientation thing goes, and they have usually a breakfast, and then sometimes they have the conference and stuff, so they might only have like classes to about noon or 10, and then they have the final thing after that. At least that's what I remember
Okay, yeah.
from years.
The time it would take to drive home on Friday would finish out the day.
Yeah.
All right. All those in favor of the motion? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Move to adjourn?
Second, meeting adjourned. 11:45.